Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Mishal Saeed, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and these strategies really driving their future growth. Today, we're thrilled to have Lori Davis, the founder and CEO of My Reservation People, joining us. Lori brings over 25 years of experience in hospitality and travel, from leadership roles at various organizations to founding My Reservation People, a virtual center that empowers independent hotels to boost direct bookings and deliver exceptional guest experiences. We'll explore her founding story, really what got her started with My Reservation People and transforming hotel reservations, and her vision for scaling her innovative business. So let's dive in. Lori, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let's kick things off for the listeners. Take us back to the beginning. What specific problem within the landscape that you're in inspired you to actually start My Reservation People?
So I do want to start out by I do work with hotels, but these are pet hotels. That is our specialty. The pet care industry is slated to be over $147 billion industry by 2028. And so we work with premium pet care facilities across the US. And I'm a consultant, one of my companies, and then we saw a need and we created My Reservation People to help our clients connect with pet parents, connect with their new customers, and turn a call for information and pricing into a profitable reservation and a long-term client. So,
Love that.
yeah.
Now, want to go into the nuts and bolts of really the offering now. For some of the clients that are tuning in that actually may want to work with you, walk us through really how My Reservation People generates revenue today. What is the core offer? How is it structured for some of the clients, some of the smaller chains, independent hotels, maybe another IT? If you can walk us through that, we'd love to learn a little bit more about how you've structured things on that side.
So we start by learning as much as we can about the business. And we, instead of being a traditional call center, we have dedicated reservation specialists who become a part of the client's team. And it's really more than just the reservations person. They have a team lead, they have a manager and a trainer. And we are constantly coaching our employees, but we really do want them to be a part of the client that they're representing, be a part of their team. So the way we start out is by learning as much as we can. We need to know first and foremost that they provide premium care for pets, because that's just something from our standpoint. We're not going to sell something and promote something that we don't believe in. But then we look at how many calls, the size of the business, and how many people we actually need to dedicate to their new client calls, and also existing customers that may have questions or that we can introduce new services to along the way. So that's the way we get started. And it's priced based on how much time we need to dedicate to their reservation. So is it a half a person, where they could be handling calls for a similar size facility, maybe two small ones? Or is it a full-time person? Or is it more than one? We have one client that has over three right now. So it really depends on the size of the facility.
Got it. So from what it sounds like, a lot of variability with who you really like to work with. And from what it sounds like, a typical engagement, it is a lot of that consulting, a lot of that coaching, very customized with that discovery process in place. Curious, we have a lot of guests on here where sometimes with this type of fulfillment model, it can almost be like very difficult to scale or think about how can I, focus on really growing the company. Curious to learn more about like how you're approaching the scalability of really My Reservation People. What are some of those ways that you're thinking of evolving the offer on the productization side, if you can share with us?
So we have created, over the course of the past 7 or 8 years, we have created some proprietary tools that our reservation specialists use. And it streamlines the process. So they know the structure of our conversations. They know they have benchmark goals that they're trying to meet. So they know the expectations. And so we can take them from, we train everyone knows how to be a backup for another facility, another client, so that our clients never have an interruption of service. But it's building dashboards so that we can track their performance metrics, and so we know how we're doing, and we know if we're increasing revenue and doing our job for the client. Over the course of these years, we've created lots and lots of tools so that it's all automated.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. There's this self-enablement aspect to it, right? To where, you can actually empower a lot of the clients that you work with to like really understand from like an engagement perspective how they can start to implement this themselves without you
Right.
just having being too involved on the fulfillment side. Really for on the growth that you have over the last few years, what are some of the ways that you're currently acquiring some of your customers right now and some of the clients you work with, whether it is LinkedIn, organic marketing, anything on the paid ad side, like word of mouth referrals, like what's been working best to get some of those leads in the door?
Word of mouth referral is our best. That's how we get most of our business. I do speak at conferences. I do a lot of networking because I love the people in this industry, and I also work with a bank that provides SBA loans. So Live Oak Bank is very active in this industry, and they it benefits them if their clients can pay their loans off,
Yeah.
and if they work with me at Paramount Success Group, which is my consulting side of the business, they know that I'm going to set their business up for success. And
Mm,
then part of that is my reservation people.
mm,
So we can either help them have an in-house reservations person, or they can outsource it and contract with my reservation people. So a lot of it is word of mouth because we're known for creating relationships with the pet parent
yeah.
and driving revenue. So we help our clients with sustainable growth, long-term growth, and the numbers prove it. It's I don't have to really do a lot of selling because I have so much data over the past 7 to 8 years
Mm.
that the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah. So from what it sounds like, it's like a lot of it referral based, word of mouth. Oh yeah, and you have your other consultancy as well. So you're creating a little bit of that flywheel effect from what it looks like,
Yeah,
generating a lot of good word of mouth business that way.
right.
Now, in terms of again, like looking at scaling and like really taking my reservation people to the next level, what are you looking at more from like a lead flow perspective in terms of building more consistency as you're having sales conversations, more predictability with driving more leads, especially as with word of mouth? Yes, it is so powerful. Sometimes it is up and down in that sense. Like, how are you navigating that right now as a founder as you're looking to grow and scale the business?
We are, for the first time, we are looking at outsourcing marketing. So we believe in hiring experts to do things in your business. And so we've been doing, I've always said, don't look at our social media or whatever, because sometimes we have a lot of time to work on it. And then sometimes we don't because we're still a small business when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
But we are knowing how much of an impact My Reservation People has had on these businesses. We know we want to grow it.
Yeah.
We never set out to really have this many employees, but we have the most amazing team of employees, and we have been hiring some new great ones as well. We're very proud of our Glassdoor reviews. And I feel like if you take care of your employees, they're going to take care of your clients. And I know that my employees don't want to ever disappoint a client or me or their leaders because everyone really cares about what they're doing. They all get to work from home, which is a huge bonus. But
Yep.
we've created a platform where they feel like they're in the office. They can go to our Shenanigans chat channel and they can communicate with each other. But as far as marketing and growing the business moving forward, we are going to have booths at some conferences, and then we are going to start doing more marketing, more targeted marketing. I've actually just started a podcast of my own, and so that's one of the ways. And it's still referral marketing, but yes, we're going to utilize LinkedIn. Where Facebook, where a lot of these facilities have pages, Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, so we're covering all of our bases.
Yeah. So you love the way you're thinking about it, essentially. Like, how do we diversify the acquisition side? Think about the scalability aspect of it. That being said, maybe even like a paid ads approach, right? When it comes,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And I know that will probably give you some time back as well to focus more on like the founder level activities, which is always a blessing in that sense.
Yes, yes. And we are getting to that point where I'm about to train someone else to do that sales portion. In the past, I have been the one to promote and sell it. And now I'm going to pass that off because we are so clear about what our product is and how it works
Yeah.
that I do know. I may not be able to pass off my consulting as much. And I keep my consulting clients to a certain number because I do work with them one-on-one and it's customized and all that. But with this, it's a specific product. We know how much it would cost them to do it internally and the value of what they're going to get if they hire us. And then we have an amazing onboarding process that the team has rolled out. Yep, we're hiring.
So, on that note, I would love to learn about your approach to sales, right? In that aspect, like what are the strategies that have been effective in converting leads into like long-term clients. Are you doing this actually on your own right now, or do you have someone else on this? I know you're bringing someone on, but do you have anyone else involved in the conversations, helping with the outreach? How is all of that structured? I would love for you to walk us through that.
So I have a team in both companies, a small, very small team at Paramount Success Group, but a larger one at My Reservation People. And we I think I know where what you're asking. It's not just me. So I can actually step away from My Reservation People and it runs itself. We have very capable team members. Because people get to work from home, we have been able to hire people that were in higher level positions and they are able to work from home, bring their professional expertise to the table, and they love what they're doing. Our approach and what makes them so successful is that we believe in connecting. So I have marketing people telling me all the time, nobody wants to talk on the phone anymore. Nobody wants, it's all online reservations.
Yeah.
And people consider their pets to be members of the family. And I will argue all day long that considering if I were looking for a place to take one of my children, I would never base it on a great looking website and the least expensive price. I would want to talk to someone. And so most pet parents don't know how to qualify someone to know if they can trust them. They don't know what questions to ask.
Yeah.
So we start by having a conversation with every single new client that comes our client's way. And there's a connection made. So nobody spends time asking people questions on the phone nowadays. There's this human connection and human element to making a helping a pet parent make a decision that is our sales process. And it doesn't feel salesy because it's all truthful. We
Yeah.
want to learn about the pet so that we can help you decide which services are going to be best for your pet. And we want to give them peace of mind while they're away. So that's the general concept of the whole call. We do use strategies like alternative choice questions and creating a sense of urgency and some of those sales techniques, but we never want it to come across as salesy because we want it to be authentic, genuine, and we want this relationship to last a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Offering a lot of like that use case up front, a lot of that value and awareness so that you can
right.
form your audience in that way and get their trust without it coming across as like transactional. No, I love that.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the growth's been incredible and you're really looking at scaling, if there was like a bottleneck or challenge that stood out, what would it be right now? Is it attracting even like the right types of clients and leads to come through that funnel, essentially improving maybe the conversions, right, within that actual sales process? What are you most focused on solving to keep all of this momentum going into the year?
So I think what there are a couple of things. I would have a month ago said hiring, trying to find the right people. But I don't know, this past month, we have had some amazing candidates come through the process. And so I'm very excited about the potential that's out there for hiring. I think working from home is a bonus because a lot of people have required their employees to come back to work, and this is a work from home. The other thing I think is being able to, because our scripting and all of that is so customized for each client, that's what we're working on right now, is to be able to onboard them more quickly and streamline that onboarding process. It's a very detailed onboarding process, and everybody is different, and I encourage entrepreneurs to be different. But
Yeah,
we do have to set some of our own boundaries to say, okay, here's the way we do it. Here's what we know works, and hope that they will follow our lead. Yeah. The biggest hurdle that we have faced is with a lot of small business owners, they don't understand the importance of having a sales strategy and
yeah,
implementing sales in your business. And so there's sometimes there's sticker shock and they're going, "Oh my gosh, it's going to cost me how much to have you take my calls?" Then we break it down for them and show them the increase that's possible. When you start talking about the hourly rate, the bonus, the real estate that they could get back to make it revenue generating real estate, the turnover rate, we don't have high turnover. And if we did, they would never notice it because we would have somebody ready to go into their spot. So they reduce their costs drastically just with those items alone. So
yeah.
I've got to figure out how to get that across much
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
I was just about to say, given that you still are essentially like that main person having those conversations, like how is this sort of affecting your ability to focus on founder level work as you have another business as well? You probably have your personal life. Talk to us a little bit about how you're navigating all that.
Personal life, I just took my first vacation in many years and it was awesome and I am committed to doing that. But it's you juggle and I have some great people around me who are helping me work out all of these processes so that it doesn't have to include me.
Yeah,
And it's a family business at the top level. And so it's figuring out who's best at what, putting people in the right seats, and so that I can train them to do what I do and hand over the reins. So that's much easier, which I have basically done that at My Reservation People. And I'm about to do the sales side of it as well. So it's a process. It's hard for us entrepreneurs and owners to give it away, but I need to practice what I preach to my clients on the consulting side and work up here instead of always being in it.
yeah, yeah, 100%. I'm sure the listeners tuning in, they're probably thinking, wow, no, that is exactly the mindset and approach. It's figuring out the components of your business that you want to delegate and not having to wear all those hats essentially. So
Absolutely. Yeah, because it can be exhausting. And then you're doing everything at subpar and I never want to get that way.
yeah,
So that's why you surround yourself with good people.
yeah,
And the other thing is you don't have to be perfect when you first do it, when you first start it. And my daughter runs My Reservation People, and sometimes I have to say that we have to get it done,
yeah,
and then we continue improving upon it.
yeah,
And because she and I are both perfectionists like that, but that's one thing that I would say is go ahead and get it out there and do it. And then you get to surprise and delight your clients when you say, "Oh, we've made this improvement. Now we're doing this. Now we're doing that." And that just continues to keep them happy with the service you're providing.
yeah. 100%. Now we're in the lightning round, so gonna quick fire some questions over at you.
Okay.
With everything you've accomplished so far, I would love to hear about your vision for growing My Reservation People and even your other consulting business into the rest of 2025. Do you have any specific performance milestones, any specific goals that you're aiming for? Paint that picture for us.
I have an opportunity to go speak in Australia and have a new client in Australia. And so I am broadening my horizons for, oops, I just hit a lamp for 2025 and beyond. And eventually I do hope to write a book. I don't know if that'll happen in 2025, but it will happen. So.
Love that. Now, with really growing the business as well, you're looking to take this to the next level. What does that look like 6 to 12 months down the line as you guys are setting up the runway?
More employees.
Yeah.
What I went from my consulting business, all of these clients that I was consulting with begged us to do this, My Reservation People. And I went kicking and screaming because I can consult from anywhere. But I really do love leading a team. I love teaching leaders how to become, teaching people how to become an effective leader. And it's just growing this business is a passion because I love watching these people grow and thrive in their positions and watching them want to grow with us. We've had people working with us for over 6 years, and in this industry, that's a tall order. Yeah. So that's what I really see. It's human capital, it's manpower, and we'll keep going.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now, last question, because I really love your passion for really just driving a lot of business growth and really like empowering even a lot of the clients that you work with, right? What's your thought process if I brought a genie in the room, you rub the lamp, and now you have all these unlimited resources? What would you implement immediately to accelerate the growth of My Reservation People?
I would implement a software that the entire pet industry could use that would check all of the boxes that every single client that I work with would like. There's so many different software options out there, and there are a lot of great ones coming along. I I have been doing this long enough that if I had unlimited funds, I would love to create my own, but we're making do for now. For now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's back to what we were saying a little bit earlier about on the productization side, like that self-enablement when it comes to having your clients being enabled to utilize those tools almost like autonomously in that sense.
right.
One last question as we do wrap up. Really, what's like the best piece of advice you'd give to some of the listeners out there, founders, entrepreneurs, consultants that are looking to really start their own business in the consulting
Mhm.
world, but even like really with what you're doing here with My Reservation People, what would you give to them on one last note?
I would say if it's not really on the consulting side because you can do that without employees, but when you provide a service and you're depending on employees to provide a service, the most important thing you could do is treat your employees well because then they will take care of your business and take care of your clients. Don't be a micromanager. Trust before you don't trust. Have them give you a reason not to trust and treat them like the valuable asset that they are.
Mm.
And we have a guiding principle at Paramount Success Group and My Reservation People, and it's called Goodness Wins, and it's doing right by every person, every pet, every day.
Mm, love that. On that note, that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. Lori, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your incredible journey and insights thus far from different leadership roles at various different organizations and companies. Now you founded My Reservation People to empower so many different independent hotels to boost direct bookings and exceptionally deliver guest experiences. So to our listeners, if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you would like to get in touch with Lori and find out a little bit more about what she's doing at My Reservation People and become a potential client, we will link her LinkedIn profile in the summary below, and you can reach out to her that way. And to all of our listeners, you can find some more resources and insights at closers.io, where we're dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth through trained appointment setters and world-class sales systems. Until then, everyone, keep climbing, and we'll see you all on the next one.